Hello everyone, welcome to Movie Talk. Today we're going to be talking about the new Wes Anderson movie directed and written by Wes Anderson, Asteroid City. Following a writer on his world-famous fictional play about a grieving father who travels with his tech-obsessed family to small rural Asteroid City to compete in a junior stargazing event, only to have his worldview disrupted forever. Well, that's one tough synopsis I'm gonna tell you. The first thing that I want to be saying to you all is that I'm not a big Wes Anderson fan. Like, I recognize that he's a good director and I like some of his movies. Like, he's not a bad director, he doesn't make bad movies, but I'm not a fan. I know he's good. I like some of his work, I'm not gonna say I dislike it, but I'm not the biggest fan. That's all. All right, I'm not the biggest fan. I don't have any emotional connection with Wes Anderson, as a lot of people do. So I have to explain a bit of the synopsis for some of you that may have not understood. We follow a writer that is writing the Asteroid City play for theaters, not movie theaters, actually theaters. And we follow the story of Asteroid City. There is a big difference between the two stories because when we follow the writer's story, we have a squared image in black and white, and when we follow the Asteroid City story, as you can see the trailers, there are a lot of colors, and it's not in the aspect ratio is not squared. And the first thing that I want to say is that I didn't really like these introductions of the writer's story. I didn't really understood why they were there. Like, if you're making the story of Asteroid City, just make the story of Asteroid City. I would enjoy much more this story of just Asteroid City. Like, no writer, no Edward Norton, no Willem Dafoe, and things like that. Well, I'm already giving kind of a spoiler. No, not really. I'm just saying my opinion. One thing that I have to say is that, as all Wes Anderson movies, the cinematography is really perfect. I have to say that, like, he likes a lot colors. He's a man that really enjoys colors, and in this movie was no difference. There are a lot of colors when we follow the Asteroid City story in the desert and things like that. And that's just really the images are so bright, give life to the movie. I don't know how to explain, but it's really great. But one thing that I actually don't enjoy is that I just said because it's too much sometimes. It's not that there are a lot of colors and the or everything is symmetrical. Like, sometimes you just have to stop. Like, the camera movements, the Wes Anderson style camera movements, like, really perfect, really symmetrical. I think that it's too much. They're too perfect. Like, you need to have some shaky camera angles, some shaky scenes, because for me it affects me. Actually, I don't really like it all the movie. I don't like that the movie is just about that. Another thing that I want to say is that the acting on this movie is stupendous, is amazing. There are a lot of actors and actresses that I really enjoy, and this casting was just perfect. The person that made the casting, Douglas Abel. This guy is I don't know how to say it. This is a god. He's a god. The casting was really, really good. So some of the actors that are here are Jason Schwartzman, Scarlett Johansson, Tom Hanks, Jeffrey Wright, Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, Maya Hawke, Sophia Lillis, Jake Ryan, Grace Edwards, and much more. And much more. Willem Dafoe. How could I forget Willem Dafoe? The acting is really good, but as I said, good casting doesn't mean good movie, and because we have a lot of actors, that means that we have a lot of characters as well, and I think that it's too much characters. Sometimes you see a person and you say, "Who the fuck is this guy?" or "Who the fuck is this woman?" You don't know because there's just too much people. There's just too much people. There was a scene that a person. I don't want to give spoilers, but there was a scene that a kid was with his father, and I was like, "Wait, when did this guy appear?" The father, when I that I'm talking about. When did I saw this guy? Actually didn't remember him because it's just too much people. Like we have Maya Hawke, really great actress. Maybe it's fanboy. Maybe I'm a fanboy of Maya Hawke, but yes, maybe I am. I really like her. I really like her. The group of Maya Hawke is her and like 7 or 8 kids. Of course, the movie doesn't want you to remember of every each of them, but there's sometimes it's just too much people. There's there's no room for developing some characters and stop developing others because it's just enough. The transitions between the writer story and the Asteroid City story are very perceivable because the cinematography is just too too different. And one thing that if you haven't watched Asteroid City and you're going to watch in the cinema in the theaters, I have to say to tell you one thing: you have to watch out with your eyes because everything is in black and white, and then it cuts to a white screen and a lot of colors, and your eyes are actually not ready for that. So one thing that I have to say: watch out with your eyes. Maybe close them a bit because it actually affected me. Maybe it's me because I don't really like having some things in my eyes, and well, maybe it's just personal, but watch out with your eyes if you're gonna watch in the cinema because the lighting is just a big boom, if you know what I mean. There is a scene in the ending. I'm not gonna spoil it, but Jason Schwartzman character is talking to his wife, um, the character of Asteroid City, not the actor. It's actually very hard to say this because it's a play. Asteroid City is a play, and Jason Schwartzman plays 2 characters, and Scarlett Johansson plays 2 characters. Everyone is playing 2 characters because he's the character of the play and the character of Asteroid City. That the character of the play is actually playing the. It's just too much, man. Well, what I'm going to say is, I didn't like a scene where the protagonist, because yes, the character of Jason Schwartzman is the protagonist. I've seen a lot of people talking that this movie needs a protagonist. It doesn't really develop anyone as much as a protagonist would be developed. But I disagree actually because this Jason Schwartzman character is actually very much developed and is very much the protagonist. It's the one who appears most on the screen, basically. And yeah, I think he's the protagonist. And there's a scene where our protagonist is talking to his wife, and I just didn't understood why that scene was there. Like, why? That's really what I have to say. Like, why? I didn't understood. Maybe that's just me. Probably it has some meaning, but I don't know what it is. I would enjoy this movie much more if it didn't have the part of the writer's story with Bryan Cranston making like a documentary basically. And that was just my view on the movie. Like, if it was the story of Asteroid City, probably Wes Anderson as a director and as a writer is not the only writer. Roman Coppola also wrote the script, but Wes Anderson has more control, obviously, because he's the director. And as a writer, I think he wants to say something. Probably he wants to tell that story, but I didn't enjoy. I would much enjoy if it was just the story of Asteroid City, the characters of Asteroid City. The ending is confusing, let's say that way. As I said very times in this video, I didn't really enjoy the story, the writer's story. As I said very times, I would prefer just Asteroid City. And the movie ends in I don't know how to describe it. It's just confusing. I don't know if I say it's bad or if it's decent. It isn't good. It isn't good. I didn't like it. But I mean, it's decent. I don't know how to say that. Maybe it is. For Asteroid City, I give it a 7 out of 10. And that's it. That's my review on Asteroid City. Go watch the movie and form your own opinion. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And bye.